when I got back into photography in 2015, I bought a Nikon D31, or no, I think 3200, maybe 3300, whatever it was. It was about $400 for the kit. And I used it for 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, instead of practicing and learning everything about that camera, I researched other cameras. That's all I did. In 2 weeks, I returned my Nikon camera and upgraded. I went from a $400, 3200, let's call it, to a $2,000 full frame Nikon D750. I guess I felt that the crop sensor was holding me back and I needed to get a full frame camera. And I did that. And I used that for about 2 months. And in those 2 months, instead of practicing constantly and obsessing over the manual and learning every detail about that camera, what did I do? I researched different cameras. And I wanted to figure out what's the better gear I could have. And I ended up selling the D750 in 2 months and upgrading to the state-of-the-art mirrorless cameras, the Sony a7R Mark II. So I went from a $2,000 setup to like a $3,500 setup. This is all in the span of just a few months when I just got into photography, into landscape photography. And I was just constantly researching gear and spending tons of money on gear instead of just using the gear I have and practicing, getting out there and making photos. And the point of all this is that I wish I would have just used my Nikon D3200 and saved all that money I spent on the gear and just went somewhere, traveled, just put that money in experiences and not gear. Because I guarantee you, if I would have taken an image, it's say Yosemite with my Nikon D3200, that image, whatever image I would have got from there, would have been better than any image I would have taken with my $3,500 Sony a7R Mark II that I took in my local town because I didn't have any money to go anywhere. Because